we're doing. Let's wait for it to populate. So it's a core workout, no dumbbells or any weight needed unless you want to add to it if you're super advanced. I'm never doing hit zone workout like MetaFit timings, but different exercises for core. Let's get my iPad. Whoa. I just had the best nap. You know when it's warm, you just nap better. Oh man, that was good. Needed that. Still got trauma from last night's MetaFit. My calves are dying from yesterday's MetaFit class, man. Hit zone it was. Okay. So that's ready and waiting. And I've got the exercises here. So if there's any exercises that you're not comfortable with, feel free to swap them to any core exercise that you find easier. Doesn't matter if it's included in the workout or not. Or you can always go to a cat-cow or a nice spinal twist with the core all nice and warm. So we've got V-ups. V-ups into, so it's a matrix round one. So we've got V-ups, then it'll be V-ups and split Vs. So you can use your elbow to come up and assist as much as you want. Then it's V-ups, split Vs and V-pulse. And then it's V-ups, split Vs, V-pulse into single leg V-ups. Lots of V-ups. Hi! Working the hip flexors. So V-ups are like really great for strengthening. So you need strong hip flexors for a strong lower core. Thank you so much for the likes and subscribes. Hi, good evening. Yes, I'm in Scotland. I'm just getting ready for a core workout. Feel free to join in. And then we've got the second round, which is side plank dips on the left, side plank dips on the right. Then side plank dip pulses, left side, right side, then holds, left side, right side. This is the most core that I've done in a very long time, so it's actually going to destroy me. So yesterday was super hard and today's going to be really hard. But if any of the exercises you're like, no, or I'm just going to rest, that's absolutely fine. You do you. And the final the final round, so it's 24 minutes on the abs, which is a long time. If it doesn't sound like a long time, wait till wait till we get started. Then the final round, the finisher, is a minute on 4 exercises. So we've got a minute of scissors, a minute into knees up crunch, a minute into window wipers, a minute into leg raise pulses. Hey, how can I call you? Anyway, we'll get started. Make sure you've got your water. Make sure you start your Fitbit. So a lot of this is going to be on our backs, starting with V-ups. V-ups are super hard anyway. If you have feel anything in your back, that's a breakdown in the core unit. So instead of coming up into a seat position balanced on the bum for the V-ups, stay all back, which I might adapt to actually as I go.
20 seconds.
Okay.
Zone 1, the mini matrix. 4 exercises, adding 1 on each time.
Okay, V-ups.
Your first exercise is hurdle jump.
Assisted, put your hands behind.
4, 3, 2, 1. Hurdle jump.
So you shouldn't be getting any hip clicks or back pain. If you are, come all the way down and stay on the ground. Just bring your knees in. Rib cage tucked in, belly button into spine. Rest, and then we'll go again and add another exercise on.
2 exercises.
I don't like how this camera placement. What was I thinking? Same again. Then it'll be split V's. Quality over quantity. I'm already feeling it in my hip flexors. Stop and start as much as you need to, but don't give up. Ooh. All the way down, coming up. So you can use your elbow to come up if you struggle, as long as you're coming down. on yourself, you're building that strength, like so. Looking left and right. Them two again, and then it's V pulses.
Hurdle jumps, 180 tuck jumps, and Y jumps.
Hi guys.
5,
Right, V ups.
2, 1.
Smashing the core tonight. Already struggling. My legs feel so heavy. Deep breath. Split V's. Looking left and right as you're coming up. So what makes this advanced is the sheer amount of volume. Right, pulses. I'm trying to keep them legs up. Deep breaths. Hi guys. Bernie. You can bring it down like this. Then it's going to be single leg V up, which will be alright. So all them back to back, adding on single leg. Rib cage tucked in, belly button into spine, connect that lower core below the belly button. You will feel it in your thighs, quads, hip flexors area, because we're strengthening that area as well. Ooh, V-sit, split. Looking left and right as you're coming up. What's your core connection like? Coming down with control. Pulse. Deep breaths. Chest proud. Whew. Single leg. This is more for the hip flexor. Oh. And strengthening that so you can do better at the V-ups. Alexa, stop. She hears me dying. Then we're reversing them all. Love a like and subscribe, guys. If you're doing this class with me, let us know how you get on. Right, single leg. Keep that core engaged as you're doing this. It's like someone's punching in the stomach. I'm a personal trainer, Pilates and yoga teacher, online coach. I specialise in nutrition, diet plans, exercise programs, back pain, pulse. So all these exercises are safe if you connect to the core properly. Whew. Split V's. Coming down, taking your time. V ups, last V ups, and we're knocking it off. Thank goodness. Ooh, it's the hip flexors more than anything. Ooh. How are we doing? Single leg V up, grab a drink. I can't wait for a stretch up after this though. Nice and controlled. This is strengthening the hip flexors, working the lower core if you're engaged properly. V pulse. Keeping them knees up for as long as you can with that burn. last ones. Let's finish round one. You're not finding it difficult, but it's not working, right? It's quite your comfort zone. Deep breaths in. Then we're going down to 2 exercises. So single leg V-ups, then wide jumps. Deep breaths. Literally just bringing your leg up and in. Because it is fatigued at this point. See if you can still connect to the core as you're doing this. It's a little bit of a test. Pulse. Whew. Deep breaths. Ah! We're finishing round one.
15 seconds rest. Your next exercise.
Single leg.
Into circles.
And then we have a rest, and then we go on to the side core round.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is a bit of a recovery, this one. Whoever was on last night with like the actual MetaFit exercises actually died. My calves are destroyed. Let's see if we catch up. Rest, grab a drink. Hi, Tiger. Juju, if you slow it down, you'll hit hypertrophy. Hi, Tiger. I don't train abs. It's not as nice if you're squatting heavy. I disagree with my goals. How not to cramp when training abs. Training more can be a weakness. Right, side plank. Side plank position on the knees, all the way up, all the way down. Push your hips forward. Go a little bit higher. So you get a curve in the side of the core. Make sure your elbows directly under your shoulder. This is a shoulder exercise as well. Over to the other side. Push them hips forward. You're stretching the hip flexors. You're stretching around the hips as well, which is great if you've got tight hips, which a lot of us do. Good.
20 seconds rest. Your next pair.
Now we're going into same again, but pulses. So we're keeping that position up, keeping the hips off the floor. I'm going to start on this side we finished on.
3, 2, 1.
So coming up into a curve and then releasing it ever so slightly. Make sure you engage in the front of the core and you're pushing your hips forward. Deep breaths. And your shoulder lightly will be on fire as well. Come to the side. Push them hips forward. Everyone's got a stronger side and a tighter side, so try and figure that out. Relax your legs, relax your glute. And see, it's a small movement. Shoulders down away from ears.
20 seconds rest.
And then the final pair are holds.
And plank circles.
And then he starts mixing and matching them, no thanks. You can do if you want though.
5, 4, 3,
And hold. Deep breaths in. So push the hips forward, slightly higher than, so we've got a curve in that side core. Engage the front. It can help keeping your eyes closed. I'm here with a Q&A as well, guys, if you've got any questions on health, fitness. Over to the other side. Hold. Push them hips forward. I like to have my hand behind just to stop it from coming in. Deep breath, rib cage in. Good.
20 seconds rest.
Back to the start.
Exercises are oblique mountain climbers and up.
So side plank dip. So you can go into full, but I prefer I think the core engagement's better for me and a lot of people if you're going from the knees.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All the way up, all the way down. Hip comes all the way down. If your elbow begins to hurt, make sure you grab your mic because it engages your forearm, helps with cushioning. Go to the other side. Make sure you're coming all the way down and get a nice stretch as well. Thank you so much for the support, the likes and subscribe, guys. Really appreciate it. Pulses next, so keeping up. Keeping, like playing around with time under tension next. So if I'm working the sides of your stomach, the internal and external obliques, and the QL, the quadratus lumborum, deep back muscle, it's really good for toning, like giving you that shape of your core, but also relieving any back pain. The QL is quite common for back pain, so you're strengthening it and stretching it right now. So this is a strength exercise for the QL. Stabilizes the pelvis. Over to the other side. Deep breaths. Push them hips forward, engage the front arms. Deep breaths, well over halfway now. And then we're going to the hold. So have a drink if you want one. Holds next. The first round was still the hardest. This is kind of like a rest day, recovery for me. So just working one muscle group and the few extra but. And hold. Push the hips forward, relax this leg. Front engagement of the core, ribcage tucked in. And deep breaths. Good. You're strengthening the sides of the neck as well. On to the other side, hold. Again, check your technique. Rib cage in, belly button into spine. Shoulders push down away from ears. Good. A few seconds rest. How many times you work out a week and what about rest days? Is lower back muscles part of the core? Yes. So at the moment I'm working out most days, but I do recommend. So back to the start. I do recommend 2 rest days a week. There's a lot of diminishing returns when it comes to health and fitness, especially for aesthetic reasons. And yeah, your back muscles. Your core and your back, so the opposing muscle group, over to the other side. So your core is your back muscles. And your core muscles also work with your pelvic floor muscles and your diaphragm. It's all assisting breathing, it's all connected. So a lot of people get back pain when they've got a weak core, or I used to be someone actually, Tiger, who never isolated and trained the core like what you'd said. And I had a very weak core. I didn't think I did because I squat and deadlift really heavy, but I wasn't connecting to this lower part in the core. I couldn't feel connection. And then I had my babies and it got worse. Pulses next. So if you're not isolating and training the core at least once, you definitely should and need to, you know, especially if you want to lift heavier, because the core keeps everything stable, so you're able to bring your arms away from your body and remain in a stable position. So imagine deadlifting and squatting and having a stronger core, or any exercises like flies. Again, you're able to stabilize everything. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, it's super important. But we're working the QL at the moment.
20 seconds rest.
Into holds. So side plank holds. I do love a side plank. Really good for any tightness around the hips, pelvic girdle pain. Hold, deep breath in. Push them hips forward. Keep them hips up. Engage that core. You should think of where you're wanting to work and feel. over to the side. But yeah, if you've got any more questions on health, fitness, core training, back pain, well yeah, a lot of people have back pain and then they'll start training the core and it'll bring some relief. That's like a head nod from the body that, yeah, I like this, do more with it. Grab a drink, last zone coming up. Hi guys. So finishing round, we've got scissors, lots of crunches, got a day. Got any questions on health, fitness? Scissors. I don't know what I was doing then. So try to keep the leg nice and straight if you can. Nose to knee, working that lower core as you're swapping legs over. Exhale coming up. Rib cage tucked in, belly button into spine, back stays flat on the floor. Well, about halfway, get a good stretch in as you begin to get used to the exercise and warm the muscles up. Take advantage of that stretch. Whew. And the hip flexors as well. Strengthening your neck as well, or you can rest your neck. Oh. Right, any type of crunch you've got in you. I'm going knees up crunch, I think that's quite effective. So back flat, rib cage in, belly button into spine. Core's braced and switched on. You can see my knees are pulsing in and out as I come up and down. Deep breaths. You're not pulling on your neck. That's halfway. Let's finish it. Ooh, 20. Deep breaths, work through it. Ignore that burn. Here we go. Oh. Favourite, bit of a spinal twist next. Arms out to the side, window wipers. I think that was the hardest yet, that one. But yeah, if you've got any questions on the core training, guys, especially after having babies, give us a comment. I love talking about it. And just keep the knees bent. You can straighten the legs as you're moving towards the floor to add a bit of weight to the lower back and sides of the core for a nice stretch. Trying to get full range of movement here. If you can keep your legs straight as you move over, excellent. I'm too fatigued at this point. This is a really good spinal stretch if you've been in a desk halfway there, or if you've been driving all day. Connecting to that lower portion of the core again. Taking your time with these and appreciating the stretch. Definitely tighter on my right side. Nearly there, then on to the last exercise. Good. Leg raise pulses. The reason why I've not gone all the way down, all the way up leg raises is because a lot of people lose core connection, so keep it nice and safe. If you can do it and you're advanced, absolutely go for it. It's the last minute of exercises. So rib cage tucked in, belly button pushes down into the ground. So there's a lot of weight in the legs. Loading the lower core. Over halfway. Considering I'm failing, I do feel quite strong, like the core connection really feels like it's there even now. In my lower core I'm talking about. Deep breaths, let's finish it. 9, 8. Wow. So I'm a Pilates and yoga teacher, online lifestyle coach, personal trainer. There's loads of better exercises than crunches, Tiger, for training the core. In my 20s, I did loads of crunches and got really strong here, but didn't get so strong here. And this is the area that's protecting the lower back. My core's dead. I lift, yeah. Actually, if you check out my stories on Instagram, today I was doing some legs in the gym. Hi Pure Law, hey Leanne, took your advice, spent longer stretching today. Great to hear. Your body will love it, and the more you stretch, you start to appreciate, that feels a bit like nice. I'm able to move further into this stretch now. And you'll have good days and bad days, just like you do with like resistance training, like strength training. Some days you'll feel strong and other days it's just ticking a box. With stretching, some days it'll just be ticking a box and other days you'll feel like there's a spider on the floor. On other days you'll feel like you're able to really make use of the stretch and move into it and develop flexibility. What's intense workout? Reward yourself with a pizza. Yesterday was intense. Yesterday's workout was the hardest workout I've done in a long time. So if we don't stretch off after sessions, eventually it catches up with you and you get tight and you get pain everywhere basically. So we're going to stretch off with these warm muscles. So what's been worked is your hip flexors, bring your knees up. You need strong hip flexors for a strong lower core. We've obviously worked the rectus abdominis, a six-pack muscle, and deep core muscle called the TVA, the transverse abdominis. We've also got the internal and external obliques we've worked, and we've worked a deep muscle in the back here, very deep, called the QL or quadratus lumborum. And this one, I talk about it quite a lot during Pilates. So if you're carrying a heavy bag, this one keeps you upright. So it's a stability muscle in the back, and it can cause a lot of problems. A lot of people's back pain stems from a tight or weak QL. And what have you got? Is it tight or weak? Well, it's up to you to figure that out. But yeah, if you've got any questions on back pain or stress management, off stretching, I love all of that. I love talking about that. Right, in case you haven't noticed. So taking advantage of these nice warm muscles, we're going to stretch them all off. So pushing our hips into the ground, we're just going to settle into a sphinx. I like to start with a sphinx first, because I find going straight into cobra at 35 years old is quite harsh. It's quite harsh even though I'm nice and warm. So we're going to clench our bum cheeks to protect our lower back, but also to push our hips into the ground. Deep breaths. So we feel that lower curve in the spine here. We want that because if you've been seated at a desk all day or driving all day, you've lost that curve in your lower back all day. So we're just going to bring it back. Chest shines forward, shoulders down away from ears, and shoulders and elbows push into the ground. We're just going to look straight ahead. Now, this is not comfortable, but you've got to trick your body into thinking that it is. So deep breath in, and a slow exhale tricks your body into thinking everything's fine. We normally do this. Again. And if you pause at the top of full lungs, it exaggerates all the benefits. Then we're going to come down, and then keeping the bum cheeks squeezed and clenched, we're going to come into cobra. Deep breath in and exhale. And here we're stretching the lower core, hip flexors, neck, bringing in that lower back curve. Then we're going to shift our hips back into child's pose. So this helps with movement of the spine and fluidity, reducing stiffness because we've gone from one back bend straight to another. Again into cobra. See if you can get a little bit deeper this time. Exhale, child's pose. One more. And let's stretch off the QL, the quadratus lumborum, so that's Latin, obviously. The QL was stretching around the hips, the pelvis area, which is fantastic if you've been pregnant or that spider's moved, it's coming closer. Ah! Can you guys see that? No, not yet. Stay over there, it's got its own shadow. I'll be stretching internal and external obliques. Bottom knee comes forward. I won't let it distract me any longer. It's going under the doll's house, I think. Pushing your knees and hips into the ground. Inhale, arm rises, and exhale, pushing into that stretch feeling. Deep breath. Again, we're tricking our body to think, this is fine, we do this all the time. Everything's nice and warm if you've just done the class, so it's a good opportunity to bring in some more flexibility. This is part of rehab now. I just got a memory brought back to us when my granddad found this huge spider in his bedroom. You know how like granddads have like a really funny sense of humour? And he was telling me as kids, he was going, yeah, like it was in my slipper and it took my slipper off and hit me with it. But it's all in the delivery, isn't it? Inhale, you feel that stretch release there. Over to the other side. So if you do have a tighter side, spend a little bit longer in that tighter side. That was mine. And see how far over. If you can look at your hand, feel free. I'd love a like and subscribe, guys, if you want to learn more about health, fitness, no bullshit approach to exercise and diet. Always releasing content. So I'm going to stretch the hamstrings, the opposing muscle group to the hip flexors. So in the hips, push your hips back, belly to thigh first, feeling the high hamstring stretch, and then you fold over. So a lot of people bend at the lower back, and that's not right. Good. Now, my reward. My trip can, oh actually, no, I'm going to have ashwagandha. Because I've not had one. Have I got any questions? Let me catch up on the comments. That was definitely not easy, that hit zone workout versus the one last night where I almost died. What's in, hello, hi. Yeah, like if you get into, hi Infinity, if you get into stretching your body, we'll thank you for it. Because you're expecting your body to perform your whole life, work 3 jobs. Some people have poor posture. Yeah, you're strengthening and maybe doing a bit of mobility work, but if you're not, if you're not taking the time to stretch and be mindful, and you know, it's gonna catch up with you eventually. That's what annoys me when people, like, everyone, like, you do you, right? But when someone's been in a wheelchair or had serious back pain, and then all of a sudden they've done the rehab, and then they're living a normal life and they're working 2 jobs, and then they're still not taking time, like even once a week, to do Pilates or some love back to the body. They just expect it to perform, and then eventually it gives up on them again, and they're like, I'm like, well, you didn't do anything for it. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Infinity. Thank you very much. So you will get blocked. He takes no prisoners. So someone said, when I was doing HIIT training, so it's about quality over quantity, right? That's paramount, because we don't want to get injured when we're doing these things. but it's as many reps as you can in the allotted time, right? Someone asked me to slow it down, you'll hit hypertrophy. So first of all, he's telling me to do something that like I wasn't doing. He's telling me to do time and attention for the whole workout. He's also telling me I'll hit hypertrophy this way, or hypertrophy, however you want to say it, which he doesn't know if that's my goal or not. And your muscles will actually grow. Growing abs is not a cardio thing. You want to go slow. It's just like, just people's comments are funny. But yeah, have we got any questions? Hi, Dino. How are we doing with the diets this week? What did I have? I don't know if you've seen my latest post on here. Absolutely loved my breakfast this morning. I'll be having that in the morning. Tortilla wrap done on a crepe machine. What's PED? Have I tried PED? Is that a drug at all? It rings a bell, PED. Don't know why. With tortilla with egg, rashers of bacon, bit of cheese. So good. No oils needed. It's like 21 grams of protein. So, Tiger, do you have back pain or anything like that? What age are you? Just you said you never stretched. Oh, PED, that's why I recognise it. Thanks, moderator. Perform enhancing drugs. Thank you. That's why I thought I'd recognised it. No, I don't. I've never done any kind of drug. Actually, once I got spiked with MDMA on a night out. That was no fun. Did not enjoy it. I've also given up drinking alcohol as well. But yeah, I've never done any performance enhancing drugs or tried them. It's like, it's instant gratification, isn't it? Oh yeah, I'll like build muscle, I'll get all the enhancements from the drug, but then you're left with, like, in your 40s or whatever, disease and issues. I used to have back pain gone with deadlifts. Very good. That's great. Deadlifts are a fantastic exercise. I usually use RDLs these days. But yeah, I was thinking of getting my barbell out. I do have a barbell and adding that to my workouts. Have you tried PED? PED. If you've got any questions on health, fitness, exercise, giving a no bullshit approach to exercise, nutrition, back pain, rehab, lifestyle change. So I help my clients build habits. There's a lot of misinformation out there, so I'm here to help bust that. I've just seen my moderator's comment. Hovers over the timeout button. Yeah. So yeah, my calves are killing from yesterday. That's the only part really. Tomorrow morning I'll be going live at about 6. Maybe 6:15. Anyway, and I'll be doing a hard hit session again. How to stay away from junk food. What's your trigger, Tiger? I used to like a takeaway, but then when you just want to feel good, you can kind of concentrate on, okay, I had a Chinese, I didn't get any protein, I was dehydrated, I was like through the night and the next day, and I was bloated from it. And if you kind of like focus on how you feel after it, and it's like with alcohol, like it's like a food hangover, isn't it? But how do you stay away? Depends, burgers and pizzas. If you've got a habit of buying them certain times of the day, like say if you're driving home from work, you're tired, you're irritable, you're cold, and then you've got these cravings as well on top of that, like you can't rely on willpower, like ever, really. You'll have short amount of willpower. They say it's like a muscle, but it's discipline and routine and work with yourself. So get to know, well, why do I fancy a burger and a pizza right now? Like today, I was left it too long in between meals, just how my day worked out, and I really fancied a chippy. I was like, no, you know what? I'm gonna have some chicken strips instead. Because also I was on my way back to my partner's house and he was out, annoyingly. So I had to like make the best out of a bad situation. Like, do I want chips that makes me feel sluggish, lethargic, you know, like you've got that fat, that like the better you eat, the more you appreciate feeling good. A lot of the times, like my trigger would be like I've got a sweet tooth or used to have a sweet tooth, and instead of having X food, why do I feel like that? Like, is it just because I'm cold, I'm stressed? Can I go for a walk? Can I have a hot shower and then see if I still want the thing? And that is really powerful, creating a bit of space between what you want to do, like the impulse and the action. Because everything's so instant, like instant gratification right now, with like everything being on Amazon Prime. You order something one day, it comes the next day. We're not used to waiting and riding the storm, or surfing the urge is what they say. There's no wave that you can't ride. So just sitting with that uncomfortable feeling, and yeah, I want that. Why do I want that? Because I've had a crap day, I've had an argument with my partner or whatever. Well, what would actually make me feel better? Why don't I nourish myself? Why don't I do something that'll make me feel good instead of, yeah. So there's usually reasons why you want the junk food, basically, and it's like getting to know yourself. That's what my job is as a lifestyle coach. It's like the diet psychology behind it. Like, do you really want a burger and pizza, or is it because you've skipped your lunch and it's like in between that awkward stage between after lunch and before dinner, and have you had enough protein and stuff? Hi, stranger. And feet. That's hilarious. Any other questions on health and fitness, exercise? But it's like, who do you want to be as well? Because I could quite easily have a habit of drinking alcohol every time I got stressed. But everybody's doing that. Well, like a lot of people are doing it now, aren't they? And do you want to be average? Because fuck average, because the average person in the UK and America are overweight or obese or have health issues. So you've got to do what other people aren't doing. Again, don't make it harder than it needs to be. Work with yourself, get to know your like personality, how you respond or react to things. And that's another thing. If you want the pizza or like the junk food and then you have it straight away, I'm going to guess that you can be quite impulsive as well in other areas of your life. If you can control your food, you can pretty much control anything. And I'm sure it's a Dalai Lama that had said that, or a Buddhist. It's the hardest thing to control. And it's the thing that, like, we're in a obesogenic environment now as well. I think you have a high metabolism. I definitely do not. I've got to walk my ass off. You know how many steps I've done today? You can't mean me, honestly. 17k. But yeah, like, how do you feel after you... I mean, the odd burger, if you're going out for a meal, I would rather somebody have a burger versus chips and curry sauce, you know? You're getting more protein. Pizza is just stodge. It feels heavy in your stomach. Nabs, like, people, like, I've had about 6 people tell me that, Lana Del Rey. I don't see it, neither does my partner, but it must be true because people keep saying. Any questions on health, fitness? But yeah, I definitely don't have a high metabolism. I'm always disappointed in myself after pizza. So am I. Last time I had pizza, well, actually my partner was making it. It was like a super quick meal. After we'd been on a night out with the kids. It was like a Halloween thing. We dressed up and stuff. And the kids had only like picky, shitty, like, you know, what do you call it, party foods. And they were all a bit peckish, and I was a bit peckish as well. So we ended up getting some pizzas, and I looked at it and I couldn't. I think I had a bite. But my partner ate his, and the kids were happy, you know. Don't normally do that. And afterwards, like, he felt like utter shit. He was like, I feel so bloated. Why did I eat that? I'm so dehydrated because of all the salt. It's literally, I don't know why people go mad for pizza. It's bread. And Domino's, when they're trying to charge you about 30 quid for a pizza, I'm like, it's bread and a bit of tomato, a bit of cheese, and whatever other topping. I can't stand pizza. I'd quite happily never touch it again. But yeah, stodge. Do you think having high amount of chicken, 250 grams, 2 hours before sleep can cause constipation? I do, yeah, actually. Yeah, one of the worst things you can do just before going to sleep, especially, like, how do you sleep as well when you do that? Rajdeep. I hope I pronounced that right, Rajdeep. Some people can't eat like 2 or 3 hours before they go to bed, 4 hours. Again, it's part of getting to know your body and what it likes doing. I like to stop eating at 5 o'clock. Eating just before bed does disrupt your sleep, fact. I don't want to ruin you, but try Pizza Hut. I did a Pilates class 2 days ago. Yesterday I woke up fine. Today my abs and glutes are so painful. Well, was it one of my Pilates classes or was it a different one on YouTube? Move with Nicole is a great YouTube channel. I love her. But yeah, it's sometimes the second day you get the aches. Yeah, that's great that you're doing Pilates. But yeah, and if you think about it, if all that, so protein's hard to process as well. It acts a little bit like fiber. It takes a lot of processing in the body. And if you're just laid down flat, like when you're going for a walk, you're massaging your internal organs, and yoga and movement exercises like massaging, getting everything moving, and like peristalsis, you know, moving through the digestive tract. Whereas if you're just lay flat, like it's having to work even harder. Plus you need more water to digest it. They actually call in danger zones of eating is between 2 and 4 or 1 and 3 in the middle of the morning. Never eat there. Go to competition. What's that? I've actually not taught any Pilates or yoga for a wee bit. Well, thanks so much for the likes and subscribes, guys. So this week I've released shorts on managing hunger, 12 tips to manage hunger. That's on my YouTube channel. Also, Mediterranean diet, detox diet's going to be going up as well this week if my moderator pulls his finger out. Although I'm having enough green veggies with it, but it seems like time of eating might be the reason for constipation. Yeah, I would say so. Have a play around with it. Why don't you have like half of it 2 hours before you sleep, and then have the other half like earlier on? Yeah, that's another option. You can split up the meal. That's a lot to process. What do you think of CrossFit? Not fun. And this Hydrox, like, it's becoming a bit of a cult, isn't it? Like a lot of stuff does in the fitness industry, like MetaFit and Sanity. And then there was Les Mills, you know, with all the tribe and stuff, which is great, like to get into exercise. You know, like it's great for like the support and everyone's in it together. Hydrox and CrossFit. I don't believe you should do CrossFit unless you're a personal trainer or you're being watched like a hawk by a personal trainer. Like if you're an actual athlete, because it's just repetitive strain. It's just so like risk versus reward. Like the risk is so high, you know, for injury risk, and the amount of people that come to me and who are super fit before, then they've put all this weight on because they've injured themselves at CrossFit. And yeah, there's better ways. Like I'm all for getting the best out of life, getting the best bang for your buck, and there's a lot of diminishing returns as well, don't forget. I am look happy. Have we got any questions on health, fitness, nutrition, fat loss, toning, exercise rehab, back pain? Getting a lot less trolls now, which is nice. Algorithm must be working a lot better. I was absolutely inundated at the start, wasn't I? Love from Mars. How are we doing, guys? Have we got any questions on health, fitness, fat loss, toning, building muscle? Any females out there struggling with consistency? Yeah, so I'm a Pilates coach, yoga, back pain, personal trainer of 12 years. I specialise in quite a few things. Can too much protein make you gain weight? Only if you're in a calorie surplus. If you're in a calorie deficit, but you're getting super high protein, make you fuller for longer, saturate the response of protein synthesis to build muscle. But a PT years ago when I was in my 20s, so I'm 35 now, I was like early 20s, and he tried to convince me, even then I knew what I'd been learning, tried to say if you eat too much protein, it either gets peed out or turns to fat. Only if you're in a calorie surplus will it get turned to fat. Fat, like, is stored energy, isn't it, that you've not used, if you're not using it. Do you want to have a third child? No. Just feel like I'm getting my identity back. It's hard enough juggling two as it is. Do you have children, Tiger? Has anyone tried CrossFit who's watching? Right, guys, well, thank you very much for joining me. If you're on in the morning, 5 boys. Wow. So I've got 2 girls. I think then if I had another one, it'd be a boy, and which is fine, but you know where I am with the girls, because I am a girl and they're a girl. If I've got a boy, I've got to learn all these new parts and stuff. No thanks. 5 boys there. Did you keep trying for a girl and you just kept getting a boy? I've heard that happening a few times on social media. Anyway, I'll be training HIIT in the morning. Extreme HIIT. So it'll be half 6 or 6. We'll see. Half 6 I think I'm going for. I'll see you then. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the support.